It's Mrs. Disidores here. It is Thursday, April, where are we? 23rd, and I'm going to be reading Gooney Bird Greene. Okay, this is for first and second grade, but all are welcome to listen. Yesterday on Wednesday, we started chapter 4, and in chapter 4, Gooney Bird was telling her class about the prince, the palace, and the diamond earrings. So far, we left off in her story. She was in the middle of telling her story, and we're in the middle of it. And she was describing finding the cat, that her neighbor's cat, Napoleon, ran off, and she found the cat. And I think that's where we left off with her story. Yeah. Okay. So they found the cat, and the cat was in, the garbage. She found the cat in the garbage. And that's when a classmate interrupted her story and said, "Oh no," Kiko cried. "Not garbage, not burping." "Shh," the other children said. Many hands were waving in the air. Mrs. Pigeon stood up. "No stories about dogs eating garbage," she said firmly. "Not a single one." All of the hands went down. "Please, please, please tell about the palace and the prince and the earrings," Kelsey begged. "I'm going to," Gooney Bird said. Let me finish. Gooney Bird took Napoleon back to his house. The prince asked Gooney Bird to go to the palace for a reward. "Did you get all dressed up in a ball gown?" Beanie asked. "Maybe a tiara?" asked Trisha. "I hadn't planned to describe clothes," Gooney Bird said. "But since you asked, I'll insert a little descriptive passage here." Ooh, just to let you know, a descriptive passage means she's going to describe a lot. Let's listen. When she went to the palace, Gooney Bird was wearing clothes from the L.L. Bean catalog. She wore island hopper shorts with front flat pockets and a pointel knit tank top in sun yellow. The prince had on rugged canvas shorts and polyester and nylon pale khaki plaid short sleeves. Malcolm disappeared under his desk. Ben picked up his arithmetic book and began to do some problems. Nicholas put his head down on his arms and closed his eyes. Gooney Bird stared at them. "Am I boring you?" she asked. "Yes," the class said. All but Felicia Ann, who was silent, and Kiko, who was not bored at all. "What color were the island hopper shorts?" Kiko asked. "I hope blue." As a matter of fact, they were deep sea green, with true blue stripes down the sides. "I might wear them to school on Wednesday." "Oh, good," Kiko said. "I'll continue my story now," Gooney Bird said. "It doesn't matter what clothes the prince had. The main character in this story is Gooney Bird, and it is important to tell a lot about the main character, because the main character is right smack in the middle of everything. All the others are just minor characters, and it is boring to tell about their clothes. Or you could call them secondary characters," Mrs. Pigeon pointed out. "Excuse me for interrupting, Gooney Bird, but I'll just write that on the board. Secondary characters." Gooney Bird waited patiently while Mrs. Pigeon wrote. Then she breathed deeply and was about to continue. But she looked at the class. She walked down the classroom aisle to Malcolm's desk and peered under it. Malcolm was asleep on the floor. Ben was doing his arithmetic, and Nicholas was making his thumbs wrestle with each other. His left one was winning. "This is my fault," Gooney Bird said loudly. "I have failed to hold your attention." Of course it didn't help that Mrs. Pigeon interrupted, but I blame myself for not inserting enough suspense into the story. "Stories need suspense," Gooney Bird said, "so I shall try to add some. Shall I continue the story now?" "Yes," Mrs. Pigeon said. "Yes," said the children, all but Malcolm, who was still asleep, and Felicia Ann, who never said anything. So Gooney Bird continued. I'll start right off with a suddenly, she said. That always wakes people up. Suddenly, when they entered the palace, Gooney Bird needed to go to the bathroom. Malcolm woke up. He popped up from under his desk. I have to go to the bathroom, he said. Go, Mrs. Pigeon told him, and pointed to the classroom door. Malcolm hurried from the classroom. Did the palace have bathrooms? Beanie asked. Oh, I'm sorry, she added. I forgot to raise my hand. Yes, Gooney Bird said. The palace had 2 bathrooms, gentlemen and ladies. And what about the diamond earrings? Trisha asked. I'll finish the story now, Gooney Bird said. When she came out of the ladies' room, Gooney Bird Greene saw a gumball machine. In a palace? Kiko asked. Shh, the other children said. Gooney Bird continued. Gooney Bird had not had a gumball for at least 4 months. She wanted one, and she had brought her money collection, since she always carried it everywhere in a very heavy Ziploc bag. Her arms have developed big muscle from carrying her money collection. Gooney Bird stopped the story for a moment and held up her arms to display the muscles. Then she went on. So Gooney Bird took a penny from her money collection and put it in the gumball machine. But instead of gumball, out came a diamond earring. It was quite a pleasant surprise, and she screwed it on to her left ear. After that, she felt lopsided, but she could see that there was another diamond earring inside the gumball machine. So she put in another penny. She got a blue gumball. It probably matched the true blue stripes in her sea green shorts, Kiko pointed out in a loud voice. Shh, said the class. Gooney Bird continued. Gooney Bird put the blue gumball into her mouth. It made a large lump in her cheek, and it tasted like spearmint. She felt doubly lopsided now. So she took another penny from her money collection and put it into the gumball machine. This time she got a yellow gumball. She put the yellow gumball into her mouth, and now she had a large lump on the either side of her face. So her face wasn't lopsided. But her head still felt lopsided because she only had 1 diamond earring. So she put another penny in, and she got a red gumball. She put it into her pocket to save for later. Now her hips felt lopsided. She took another penny from her money collection. This time she got an orange gumball and put it into her other pocket. And now her hips weren't lopsided anymore. But she still had only 1 diamond earring. Gooney Bird stopped the story and looked at the class. I'm going to jump ahead now, she said. Mrs. Pigeon, is there a word for when an author jumps ahead in a story and skips over some things? Mrs. Pigeon thought about it. When an author jumps backwards in a story, it's called a flashback. So maybe jumping ahead would be called a flash forward? Well, Gooney Bird announced, I am flashing forward. After 20 minutes, all of the pennies in Gooney Bird's money collection were gone, and the gumball machine was empty. Now Gooney Bird had 67 gumballs, 2 in her mouth, 2 in her pocket, and 63 in her Ziploc bag. Also, she had a pair of very large, glittery, dangly diamond earrings, which she wears to this day. When they saw her in the diamond earrings, everyone in the palace, including the prince, 2 motorcycle guys, and a lady in a wheelchair, cheered. Then they hugged and kissed and did a short but quite beautiful ballet. The end. What a lovely story, Mrs. Pigeon said. And the flash forward was very effective, Gooney Bird. I'm so glad you finally got to the second earring. Gooney Bird turned her head from side to side so her classmates could admire her earrings. All of the children clapped. Did the prince ask you to marry him? Kiko asked. What are you talking about? Gooney Bird said. The Pryns are already married. Mr. Howard Prynne is married to Mrs. Amanda Prynne. 1 Prynne plus 1 Prynne equals Prince. The prince lived next door to me with their dog Napoleon. Oh, no, the children said. Prince. But Barry Tuckerman had jumped up and was waving his arm frantically in the air. That wasn't a true story, Barry called out. I tell only absolutely true stories, Gooney Bird said impatiently. How many times must I tell you that? Here's Mrs. Pigeon at her desk listening to Gooney Bird tell her stories. No, it wasn't, because I've seen a lot of pictures of palaces, and they have throne rooms and red carpets, and people get dressed up in ball grounds, and Barry, Gooney Bird said with a sigh. What am I going to do with you? What do you mean? Barry asked. You're talking about a small palace, but I was talking about a capital letter ice cream shop called The Palace, where they have bathrooms, Beanie shouted. And a gumball machine, Chelsea said, with diamond earrings. Exactly right, Gooney Bird said, and she took her seat. Then carefully she unscrewed her dangling earrings. Ouch, he was really hurt. Malcolm returned to the classroom. Did you get out of jail, Gooney Bird? He asked. Gooney Bird looked unhappy for a moment. No, she said. Napoleon ate my Monopoly game. Okay, so we're going to stop there for today. So it turns out this was another true story. Just like the one with the flying carpet. Let's see, let's go back. So the prince, actually it wasn't a prince, like a prince and princess. It was the name of her neighbors. Her neighbors next door, their last name is Prince. All right, and the palace wasn't a palace like a castle. It was actually the Ice Cream Palace, the name of an ice cream store. And the diamond earrings weren't real diamond earrings. They're ones you get out of like a gumball machine. So it was an absolutely true story. Okay, so we will start chapter 5 tomorrow. See you all then.